what an honor to be selected to be a part of the college football playoff selection committee. What does this mean to you, and what does it mean to Texas Tech?
Well, thank you, and I'm very excited and feel very honored to have this opportunity to join such a distinguished group of individuals and to be a part of what has almost immediately become, in its first year, one of the most popular sporting events in our country. So I'm excited. I appreciate Commissioner Bowlesby appointing me to this role. It was his decision, and I appreciate the support of my colleagues, Big 12 athletics directors, and then ultimately the support of the Big 12 president. So I look forward to being a part of the group and being a part of what has quickly become a great event.
The selection committee is such a diverse and distinguished group of individuals. What are you hoping to add to the team?
I hope that I can bring an added perspective, a perspective of somebody who's been around the game of football my entire life, somebody who had the opportunity to play 5 years of college football within this conference. At the time, it was the Big 8 Conference. Somebody who has spent 20 years in an administrative role, working with coaches, working to do everything I can to continue to protect and grow the great game of football.
As a former student athlete, what do you think are the most important values to keep in mind during the selection process?
Well, that's a very good question, and one that I think no two football seasons are ever the same. And I think that those teams that go through a 12-week regular season and position themselves for discussion and consideration into the Final Four playoff scenario will rise to the top over the course of the year. Obviously, there'll be more than 4 teams on an annual basis, I would think, that will put themselves into consideration. And then at that point in time, I think it becomes a fact of who's playing the best football throughout the course of the year. Obviously, head-to-head competition, strength of schedule, success against common opponents, championships won are all components that have to come into the discussion. And I'm confident that through the collaboration of all members of the search committee that the right decisions will be made.
Last season was the first year for college football playoffs. What were some of your first impressions of the event, and what do you think could be improved coming up this season?
Well, my first impressions of the event were that it was extremely successful. I don't think it could have been any more successful in its first year. There's been a lot of talk about college football trying to recapture New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Growing up, New Year's Day was spectacular for college football. From the time you woke up till the time you went to bed, there were great bowl games taking place. And I think this year, once again, on New Year's Day, that college football recaptured January 1 as a holiday. I thought the first year was tremendously successful, and the cable ratings proved it. The highest ratings in history were around those games, and Championship Monday was an exciting day. So I think college football captured the attention of this country unlike anything else. So it was a fun event. It was a very successful event, and look forward to being a part of it as it moves forward.